Ubuntu. Oh, see, I always start my live stream messing with my hair. You guys ever wonder why? Because even though you may think you're watching a screen, you're watching me, but I'm watching a mirror, like literally a mirror right here. Oh, today's frame rate is very low. You see the picture is. Well, why is the frame rate so low today? It's weird. But yeah, good morning. Welcome to a very cold autumn morning here in New York City. 15 degrees Celsius. And you know, when it's cold like this, it also means one thing. It also means that it has been 1 year since I've been live streaming for you guys. Yep. Oh, is this really bad? Is it affecting the sound? Because right now the picture looks very bad. The video looks like it's like stop motion. Stop. But yeah, I started this live stream last year, autumn, and now it's autumn again. So it's about 1 year since I done this live stream. Wow, 1 year live streaming. And wow, look at like 3 weeks of using my new serum, the vitamin C plus retinol plus peptide serum that I introduced in one of my latest video. Look at that. Look at that. Almost no more wrinkles. Unless I really scrunch. And then you see all the discolorations are gone. All the dark spots are gone. And even the pores are gone. Anyway, today I'm here once again at Old Bagels, my favorite bagel place here in my neighborhood. It's pretty much the only bagel place in this neighborhood. And bagels, man, it's 100% my favorite New York food. Yes, I don't like New York pizzas. To me, New York pizzas taste pathetic, but New York water boiled bagels is the shit, man. It's so good. Like, and of course, this is the place I come to for my favorite New York water boiled bagels. You guys know why this is called water boiled bagels? 안녕하세요, 사장님. And I gotta make my order. Yep, and I already have my coffee actually. Yes, I was already here. Yeah, and I waited for the live stream to order. So today I'm gonna have bacon, sausage, egg, cheese, jalapeno with hot sauce, pepper on an everything bagel. this is huge, right? Bacon, sausage, 2 eggs. Oh, and lettuce. Yeah, that's my Limpeh special. Bacon, egg, ham, bacon, sausage, egg. What's that? Cheese. What's that? Lettuce with jalapeno, hot sauce, pepper, and then everything bagel. Oh, it's a huge order. And yeah, you guys can see everything's made fresh here, and nothing. It's not like they whatever you order they pull from the fridge, you know. Now everything is made like fresh here. Like you see, raw eggs. They crack the eggs and they make it here. Everything is made on the spot. Look at it. Hola, amigo. See, look at that. Making the egg. It's probably mine. Good morning. 안녕하세요. 저 아침이에요. Let's take a look at the streets today. It's cold, 15 degrees Celsius. Don't test me on my Fahrenheit. It's a cold 15 degrees Celsius morning, and you can always tell this is America from the school bus. Oh, Nuri Jiang, Limpeh is on. Let's see. And this is, of course, the perfect weather for a warm cup of coffee in the morning. This is the best. This is the best weather for a warm cup of coffee. You know, people are saying, you know, like Man, I dress like it's winter right now, you know, because see, I'm dressed up like this. I dress like it's winter. I say, you know, but if it is winter, I'll be wearing my long black padding that goes all the way to my ankle. So this is half what I wear. This is only half what I wear during winter. Okay. Let's see. Let's see how I'm dressed today.
Yeah, let's jalapeno. Yeah. 2 bagel, 2 butter.
언니 왔어요.
Oh, yeah, as you can see here, everybody speaks Korean. Everybody speaks Korean here. Why? Because I live in Flushing's Korean town. So basically, this is the real Korean town. The Manhattan Korean town to me is not a Korean town. This is the real Korean town. This is where, like, it feels completely like Korea. Of course, there are other ethnicities living around here, but majority, you see a lot of Koreans. Like, the boss here is Korean, people here are mainly Korean, customers here are Korean, even I speak Korean. Wow, very quiet on my stream today, yeah. Waiting for my order. Look, it's very busy day today. Very cold morning, but so many people out so early in the morning. Oh, look at my skin. This is so good. It's so good. But this new serum is so good. I know some of you who try to buy the serum from the link and you're not from America and it doesn't work. Yeah? Trying to find a way to sell to international people. Sell to people outside of America. Oh, okay. My order is ready. Let's go. 엄청 크잖아요. 엄청 커요. Are you guys ready for the breaking moment? Look at the vapor. Oh. 잘 먹겠습니다. Wow. This is bacon, sausage, egg, lettuce, cheese with jalapeno. Mmm. Mmm. Taste them. Wow. Look at how the cheese is exploding. Mmm. No, the cheese is exploding all over the place. Look at the bite. This looks like the best burger any burger chain can come up with, right? This is crazy. Mmm. Mmm. I really like jalapeno. For those of you in Asia who don't know what jalapeno is, chili, pickled chili. Mmm. Wow. 시원해. 음. I remember last year autumn, back in Istanbul, I was when I first started this live stream. Same thing every morning. We go out, grab a coffee, go to a cafe, talk about life. And who knows, it's been 1 year. This is episode 198. And yeah, I can call this 1 year because I started last year in the autumn. Forgot which date though. Started as the Limpeh morning coffee chat. Yeah, that was what it was called. The Limpeh morning coffee chat started that way. Wow. Check out a vapor. And tomorrow, Limbu and I will be going to Seattle. So, I gotta try to squeeze in one live stream in Seattle, but I wouldn't know what timing it is because the timing in Seattle and here is very different. But for sure, it will be later than this time for sure. But Seattle is like a few hours behind New York. So definitely it's gonna be later than this. I still don't know how it works yet. I gotta be in Seattle tomorrow. Let me go know if any of you guys are in Seattle. Can meet up. Wow. In this cold weather, this is not about hunger anymore. It's about nice and hot. We eat something like this, nice and hot, drink something like this, nice and hot. Just feel comfortable. I'm not even hungry. Oh, Chinchahui, welcome back. And Elijah, 안녕하세요. 전화팀이에요. Today, I'm at Old Bagel. If you don't know what this place is about, maybe I'll introduce again later. Or watch the beginning of this live stream where I introduce this place. I'm having my sausage, bacon, egg, cheese, egg, lettuce with jalapeno, hot sauce and pepper on everything bagel. And this is really nice, right? And this very cold autumn morning, 15 degrees Celsius. Don't test me on my Fahrenheit. I don't know Fahrenheit again. 15 degrees Celsius. One hot bagel like this. Well, today is not so good hair day, yeah? One hot bagel like this and one hot coffee. Man, this is heavenly. Chincha, we're having char siu rice while watching. Wow, I have not had char siu rice for about 20 years. Don't even know how it tastes like anymore. And I can get char siu rice around here because this is Flushing Koreatown. But I just have to walk 5 minutes in that direction. There will be Flushing Chinatown where I get everything Chinese, every Chinese food ever. Char siu and all that things as well. But I just never got around to doing it. It's just I don't feel the need for that kind of food anymore. Chincha Maskechi, Elijah Shi. So welcome. The very cold autumn morning here in Istanbul. You know, I'm so used to saying Istanbul, yeah, because I started this live stream 1 year ago in Istanbul. Yeah? 1 year ago, autumn in Istanbul was when this live stream started. So this is about 1 year of live streaming. 1 year. And Elijah and Chinchaho is becoming best friends. Let's take a look at the streets. I'm the only guy wearing padding today. You know, just now the boss say, you know, the way you wear makes people think it's winter. But this is only half. When it comes winter, I'll be wearing my long black padding that goes all the way down the ankle. So this is, for autumn, I wear half. For winter, my padding will be twice as long. Oh, See, when it's cold like this, they have a nice hot bagel and a nice hot coffee. It's heaven. Let's take a look at the streets. Still early in the morning, about 7 a.m. Oh, Limpeh 도착. Oh. 다녀와, baby. 사랑해. In case you guys wondering, Nuri J here. She's my wife. I call her Limpeh, because people call me Limpeh, so of course then she's Limpeh. Wow, look at this cross section. Yeah, I'm taking a break from drawing. Why? Just by saying me taking a break from my guitar. I'd be out all night. And so guys, tomorrow, Limpeh and I we're going to Seattle. And we'll be there through to Sunday. I hope to be able to find a good time where I can stream outdoors for you guys to show you guys what Seattle looks like, yeah? I don't know what time, I don't know when, I don't know which day. It all depends because I don't know what's the timing like there. Yes, for those of you who don't know, different parts of America goes by different timing, okay? It's not one standard time for America, so that's the problem. I wouldn't know what time, I don't know which day. So it's gonna be a very ad hoc thing. And I will try to make a video on what I think about Seattle, just like what I did for Washington DC. So stay tuned for that. I'll try to do it, no guarantee, okay? Sometimes things don't work out, right? 뭐 추운 아침에 따뜻한 커피과 따뜻한 베이글 진짜 최고야. So Elijah, you're not up early, you're just up all night, yeah? But are you drawing for a project or for leisure? Sometimes I stay up all night just to paint my miniatures as well. 시어터를 재미있게 놀아요. 네, 감사합니다. Only I am in padding today. I look weird. Only I look like it's winter. Nobody's in padding. Only I'm in padding. You know, I'm in padding and I still feel cold just now outside. It's crazy. Yeah, I keep telling people, no. If you want to know roughly what it feels like to live in Korea, just move here to Flushing, Korean town, New York. Try to survive here for a year without speaking English. That's what Korea is like. Yes, you can live in this neighborhood without ever needing English. Yeah, and a lot of people spend their entire life in this neighborhood and in the Chinese neighborhood without knowing how to speak English. Yep. I know a lot of Chinese friends who live in that area, the Flushing Chinatown area, who speak no English.
Thank you, my friend.
I finished up my bagel. In case you guys are new to my live stream, welcome. And if you're wondering what this live stream is about, it's a live stream where in the morning I grab a coffee at home or outside wherever I live and talk about life. Talk about life in the country that I live in. And I say, whoa, what's so interesting about talking about one country at a time? Well, that's the thing. Over the past 20 years, I've never been in just one country. So 1 year ago, I started this live stream back in Istanbul. Now I'm in New York. I've been here for about 2 months. So this is Koreatown, New York. And this is my favorite cafe. Pretty much the community hub of this neighborhood. The Old Bagels Cafe. And because this is Koreatown, I say, oh, Korean people. Korean language. And yeah, Korean, mostly Asians on the streets. Elijah, sometimes I'm up all night. Today is one of those days. Yeah. Yeah. When I was painting my miniatures a lot, I put all nighter as well. That's what you do when you're doing something creative, right? The creative process demands an all nighter. I'm the only person dressed like that. Look at that. Nobody else. Even the people here. No, nobody's dressed like that. I'm completely overdressed. Very short. Very short. This is what I wear for autumn. For winter, it will be twice as long as this. Day is breaking on a cold 15 degrees Celsius autumn morning here in New York City.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
This is what morning sounds like and look like here in New York. The sizzling of the grill pan, ordering, the smell of coffee, MTA buses. So you listen to conversations in cafe, yeah. That's a nice way of saying it, Xiao Hui. The bad way of saying it is I eavesdrop all the time. You know, that's my pastime. My pastime is observing people, observing the world, observing everything, listening to everything, listening to what people say, looking at what they wear. I always call myself an observer of the world. I find that most people, when they sit down, they get lost in their own head, and they're never there. When most people sit down, they're never really there. They're lost somewhere in their thoughts. Always, they're oblivion they're oblivious to their surroundings. But when I'm outside, I'm always observing. I'm observing people. I know how many cars are here and there. I know what color they are. I notice the color of the leaves on the trees, the temperature in the air, the birds in the sky, stray cats, people, what they wear, everything. You know, I'm always observing because the world around us is so interesting. It's so diverse, so interesting. So many things are going on. How can you not pay attention to any of this and become like a zombie and like just get lost in your own thoughts in the midst of so many things going on? I find it impossible. Like I'm always, my senses are always sweeping the area around me. I'm always observing. That's why I call myself the timeless chronicler of the world. I just observe. I don't try to influence what's going on around me. I don't interfere what's going on around me. I just observe. And like even Limpeh, you know, I love to observe her too. You know, I observe her growth through the years. I observe the changes in her thinking, her values, her styling. I find it intriguing to observe people, people, and changes in people, differences in people. So yeah, when I sit down in a cafe, I'm not just listening to all the conversations. I'm looking at everybody as well. I'm looking at what they're wearing, what they're carrying. If there's weird things on them, or they're carrying what they're carrying. When they wear something, I try to see what's underneath the jackets and stuff like that. You know, I'm just curious like that. So like, if we doesn't say one of my biggest hobby, right, is really just to observe people. Observing mankind across very many different countries and across various cultures is one of my greatest hobbies. So that's why even when I was in Paris, and all I did almost every single day in Paris was there's this cafe right across the river from the Louvre. It's a very old cafe. I sit there and have coffee almost every single day, just watching people. And watching people from that vantage point intrigued me so much that I never bothered to cross the river to see the Mona Lisa. And I never bothered to walk upstream to the Eiffel Tower. All I did every single day was sit at that seat and just watch people. Yeah, that's my hobby. Salam kukyong got a trim. Let's take a look at. Almost fully bright now. See, these days, right? It's getting bright later and later. Usually, like during summer you'll be fully bright by about 6 a.m. You know. But right now, 7:30 is not 100% fully bright yet. So, Xiaohui, where are you watching from? Elijah, I had to make the final touches in my drawing. I'm fully back now. Welcome back. Too bad it's not a two-way thing. I would like to look at your drawing. Oh, but you guys can tell, right? Ever since I came back to New York in just 2 months, and back, of course, to all my beauty products and my skin condition just improved tremendously. Like my skin was a mess back in Istanbul. You watch some of my Istanbul videos, right? Wow, the wrinkles and the discolorations were so bad, you know. But right now, boom, ceramic looking again. and I didn't put on makeup and all this thing. Of course not, you know. I'm too lazy for makeup. Elijah, yeah. Yeah, what? Very quiet day today, Elijah, I was agreeing with you. By the way, I hope you enjoy the music. I was actually very surprised because when you sent me the video, and then I took the first video when I watched it, I thought it's some band from the 60s. I thought that video was from the 60s. Yeah. And then after you sent the second video, I started to look deeper and then I saw some of the comments. They're very recent and they're talking about the band as if it's a new thing. That got me curious. So then I searched more, then I realized, damn, this is a new thing. It's a modern band with the dress like the 60s, and play music like the 60s, the ABBA style. So I was very surprised. It's actually, to me, it's a very fresh take. It's very interesting. I really like to see all these things from the golden era. To me, the golden era is from the 60s to the 90s, right? This golden era things, I really love to see people bring these things back. And again, that's why I really like the Stranger Things series. It's really bringing back the 80s stylings and 80s culture back. Even the games that we used to play. Dungeons and Dragons, I bet 90% of people today don't know what Dungeons and Dragons are. But because of Stranger Things, now everybody knows. No? Hi, Anthony. Hello, good morning. Anthony, I never knew where you're watching from. Where are you watching from? Elijah, no, they're quite new. Yeah, I'm so surprised they are new, and they like it's not only is the music sounding like the 60s, the dressing sound looking like the 60s, but the way they film the video looks very 60s. It's not very high definition. The whole thing is like when I watched it the first time, I thought it's something from the 60s. Elijah, Dungeons & Dragons is a board game and requires some good storytelling. Actually, to me, Dungeons & Dragons is different. I grew up playing Dungeons & Dragons, by the way. Yeah, to me, Stranger Things is exactly my childhood, by the way. Everything you see those kids do in Stranger Things, I did when I was young. Everything, from Dungeons & Dragons to metal music, everything, to Metallica, all of these things were my childhood, okay? That's why I love Stranger Things so much, Stranger Things correctly portrayed what the 80s is like. 100%. That was what I did when I was young. I together with friends we play. Back then it wasn't even AD&D. We played D&D, Dungeons & Dragons, not Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. Dungeons & Dragons, 5th edition. It's really my era storytelling. Stranger Things. And so to me, Dungeons & Dragons is not a board game at all. To me, Dungeons & Dragons, I would say it this way. Dungeons & Dragons is a shared imaginary game of storytelling within a shared imaginary space. To me, that's what Dungeons & Dragons is. It was never a board game. Today's Dungeons & Dragons you play with miniatures. Actually, this is the only thing that's not correct in Stranger Things, by the way. In Stranger Things, when they played Dungeons & Dragons, they had the shooting board, and then they had the miniatures on the game board. It wasn't like that back in the days. That was with the board and the miniature thing was actually quite recent. Back when we played Dungeons & Dragons, there was no board, there was no miniatures. It was purely imagination, purely shared imagination and talking. That's all. So we play all we need is dice, your character sheet. That's all. That's all we need to play. And so we play everywhere. We play in school. We play in the park. We play in McDonald's. We play in McDonald's a lot. And we never had those miniatures. To me, that's a little bit of inaccuracy about Dungeons & Dragons at that time that they're portraying. In the 80s, there were no miniatures. I think the miniatures started later. Definitely not during the 80s where we're still talking about pre-AD&D, pre-Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. So we are doing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and before, there was no miniatures. This is the only little gripe I have about Stranger Things portrayal Dungeons and Dragons. Back in the 80s when we played Dungeons and Dragons, there were no miniatures. Miniatures wasn't a thing yet. Elijah, they even played in Seoul. They played Dungeons and Dragons was everywhere, and not just Dungeons and Dragons, Call of Cthulhu, Vampire the Masquerade, a few other role-playing games. I played them all. Even Robotech, even Battletech, all that stuff. It was played everywhere in the world. Magic the Gathering started during that time as well, the card game. Elijah, then you have the 10 to 20-sided dice. Of course, we have plenty of 20-sided dices. Plenty. The most important is the 10, 6, 20 is the king. You need the D20 for everything. Okay? D20 is the king. You need a D20 and then kakum, your D10 and D6 and D4. Yes, there's a 4-sided dice as well. That's the decahedron dice. We don't know what back in the days we don't know terms like that. We call it D20. That's it. It's a D20. We don't know what decahedron means. Sorry, it's a D20 dice. I still don't know what decahedron means. To me, it's a D20 dice. That's it. Anyone here played Dungeons and Dragons like for real in your lifetime before? Anyone here? See, this area is so Korean that even the bus ads are in Korean language. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The bus ad is in Korean language. 삶을 평화시킵니다. 당신은 혼자가 아닙니다. So it's a what's that? I think kind of suicide prevention hotline kind of thing. But yeah, so this is America, okay? But in my area, you get bus ads in Korean language. This is how Korean this area is, man. Flushing Korean town, the real Korean town. Elijah, decahedron equals the 10-sided die. Then it's a D10. I'm sorry, dude. Screw that term. It's a D10. Elijah, I think my parents used to play. Wow, is it all your parents' era used to play, huh? Elijah, the second part in Korean says you're not alone, yeah. I think if not for Stranger Things, Dungeons and Dragons would pretty much be forgotten in the world today and played only amongst a few people like me, like 40 years old dudes still playing this thing. Because we play, like some 40 plus year old dudes still play today because they've been playing all their life. But I don't know, that's why I really love Stranger Things, because Stranger Things really kept my era, the 80s, alive when it's almost dead right now. The 80s culture is almost dead right now. What we used to play, what we used to do, the music we used to listen to, all forgotten right now in today's generation. But Stranger Things really brought them all back. I'm very grateful for Stranger Things. Otherwise, my generation is completely forgotten. And for those of you new to my channel, I'm actually 46 years old. Yes, that's how old I am. I grew up in the 70s, and my father was born in World War II. Okay, for most of you, when you talk about World War II, it's your grandparents, right? My father was born in World War II. Okay, that's how old I am. Huh? Yes, I'm only one generation down from World War II. Yeah, surprising. Yeah. Elijah, even a game called Borderlands. Yeah, Borderlands 2. Borderlands made a lot of reference to the 80s culture as well. Yeah, that I know. Borderlands 2 is the greatest video game of its series. Right now, it's already Borderlands, Fallout. The Fallout series makes very good reference to the 60s, 70s as well. Elijah, yes. You're still young though. Yeah. I don't age. That's the thing. I'm a vampire. I keep telling people I'm a vampire. Nobody believes. I never age. I can never age. I can never die. I don't get sick. Huh? I do get sick, but I don't age. Yes, my father was born in World War II. Okay, Oh, that's how old I am. Oh. Elijah, it is. It so is. What is? What so is? What?
Yeah, come here.
Elijah, my friends used to call me a vampire too. Oh, you know, I think the vampire genes is going around. If you have the vampire genes, right, doesn't mean that you don't have to take care of your anti-aging anymore. You know? If you have the vampire genes, you must take more care about anti-aging because you don't want to spoil it. You're blessed with something, you don't want to spoil it. You want to keep it good, you know. Borderlands 2 is the best in the series. Oh yeah, it's the best. Borderlands 2 is the best of the Borderlands series, and Fallout 3 was the best of the Fallout series, in my opinion. But of course, you know, if you are OD, if you are into classics, then of course Fallout 1 and 2 is better than anything else. But to me, with the Fallout reboot, Fallout 3 is the best of the Fallout. Of the Bethesda Fallout. Okay. But you know, like guys, I talk about video games a lot. I play video games like all my life, but I still want to say one thing about video games. It's a complete fucking waste of time. Okay? Video game eats your life up like anything. Like you could have done something much more meaningful and then learn a new skill, like pick up the guitar or piano during the time you're playing video game and wasting your life away. To me, video games are a complete fucking waste of time. I will use strong terms against that, okay? But I play video games all my life. I played pretty much all the big titles. That's why I know it's a waste of time. You know, ever since I started my guitar thing, I've not touched video games, not even once. Then I realized that how meaninglessly I have spent my time playing video games. But of course, when you're like me, you have eternity to live your life. Doesn't really matter, but Elijah, it does help you in the most weirdest way though. You can learn how to drive a driving simulator. Don't think you learn how to drive in driving simulators. You play all the driving simulators all you want. By the time you hit a real car, I bet you the first time you do your clutch release, your car's gonna just stop. I promise you that. You cannot learn to drive in driving simulator, and you cannot learn to fly in DC World. I'm sorry, you cannot work that way. All the DC World pilots, I'm sorry, you guys are not real pilots. You guys don't know what it's really like up there, okay? Elijah, California is doing it as well. Doing what? Like some people, they play a lot of Call of Duty, and they play a lot of Escape from Tarkov, and now they think they know how to fight a war. War. If it's that easy, right? I wouldn't have gone through 6 months of boot camp and another 1 year of infantry training just to learn to fight. You know, they should just put me in a room and play video game, and then I never had to go through the struggle of passing my boot camp when I was in military. Being a soldier is way more than shooting a gun, you know. In fact, I would say that shooting a gun is only less than 10% of the thing about being a soldier. 90% of the time in my military life, I was doing anything but shooting a gun. 90% of the time. In fact, back then, we only get to shoot a gun once every 3 months. Yeah. Being a soldier is nothing about shooting a gun. I don't know how people get a weird idea. Humdrum! Whoa, Humdrum, welcome to New York. Yes, Humdrum. Right now, I'm in New York. 2 months here in New York from Istanbul. Yeah. And yeah, I celebrate 1 year of live streaming. Like 1 year ago, I started this live stream back in Istanbul, right? So, it's been 1 year of live streaming. Welcome, Humdrum. Welcome, Humdrum from Singapore. Elijah, they have some sort of driving simulator, driving test, but a realistic approach. The wheel kicks back and you get all the feedback. Really? No wonder traffic accidents are so rampant. You can never learn to drive on a simulator, it doesn't matter. I've seen simulators before, but they don't use it for the actual test. The actual test, it's gotta be a road test. The actual test must be a road test. But of course, I think some people, they do it in 2 stages. If you can't even do the simulator, you can't do the road test. Yeah, you can do that. But people who can do the simulator, the road is nothing like a simulator. It's like driving a simulator versus driving on the road is like shooting a gun in Call of Duty and shooting a gun for real with real people shooting you back. Okay, that's the difference. It is nothing like the real thing. And welcome for those of you who just joined my live stream. It's a very cold 15 degrees Celsius morning. Don't test me on my Fahrenheit. I don't know how many Fahrenheit this is. And everybody's laughing at my winter jacket because nobody's in the winter jacket. But I keep saying, you know, this is my autumn jacket because it's half. In winter, I wear my long padding that goes all the way down to my ankles, okay? So this is my autumn jacket. Oh. Elijah, City and New York drivers drive the same. It's chaotic, yeah. Not to mention the number of unlicensed drivers on the streets these days. Too many to count. Too many. If you look at the news, every day you look at your news briefing, at least half the number of accidents are kids with no license. These days, this is a very serious problem. Why? Because they're getting away with it. They cannot be sued. They cannot be charged. They're getting away with everything. That's why they're doing everything. This is the best time to be a kid, man. You can do whatever you like. Break whatever law you like. Nothing's gonna happen to you. You can't be sued. You can't be charged. You can't be locked up. Unless you kill your parents, of course. Like, if you look at the news these days, half the number of crimes around the city are from teenagers. Because there's simply no law against teenage crime here. Same problem in Korea as well. Yes, juvenile crime in Korea is a big problem because again, in Korea there's no crime, there's no law against juvenile crime. Kids are getting away with doing everything adults do. Things that get adults locked up, kids are doing the same thing, getting away with it. That's the problem. And you know what? Kids these days are smart. They know they get away with it. That's why they're not scared. You know, back in my days, my parents used to scare me by saying, "Oh, the police will come and catch you," and then we'll freak out. And we're so scared of police. These days, kids are not scared of police. Police are like clowns in uniform to kids, man, because they can do nothing against them. They're like clowns, just uniform cosplay, you know. So even in Korea right now, they're talking about changing the law around juvenile crimes, such that certain crimes, juveniles will be charged as an adult. Yep. Like murder, burglary, mugging. Ah, see, I need to cut this. This one is standing up. This part is standing up.
I'm already here. Yeah, I'm just. What happened, Daddy? I'm right here. I'm just eating breakfast.
Oh, so 10 more minutes, guys. 10 more minutes on my stream. So I really appreciate it, Elijah. Like 90% of the time in my live stream, you're the only person chatting with me. Otherwise, this would not have been a chat show. This is a chatting show now. I don't turn on my live stream with something specific to talk about. Like, yeah. Well, let's take a look. Things are really warming up right now. Temperatures are going up really quickly. Right now, I overdressed for sure. Feel hot, a little bit hot right now. See, people are dressed out like that at this time. This is morning here in New York. Korean town part of Flushing. The very classic New York apartment. Oh, May! Oh, good morning, May! Hello! Welcome to a cold autumn morning here in New York. 15 degrees Celsius. Of course, right now I doubt it's 15 degrees Celsius. Probably 17 or 18 degrees Celsius by now. And yeah, it's been almost 1 year since I started this live stream. I started this live stream back in last autumn, so it's been 1 year. 1 year. 1 year. You guys can see, if I do something, I enjoyed it and it's working, I just keep going, you know. It's just, yeah. Good morning, May. Welcome back. I just had my huge breakfast. Even finished my coffee. Just in time. Almost time to finish and go. Been 15 minutes. I think everybody's speaking in Korean here. Feels like Korea. And you guys can hear? All Korean. Like just now I showed you guys, even the bus ads are Korean. Korean language. 물에다가 감기 먹고 야채. Is there a Korean town in Singapore, May? Oh, May is from Malaysia, yes. Malaysia or Singapore?
Turkey egg and cheese, lettuce, tomato, mayo 넣어드려?
마요네즈 아니지? 마요네즈.
넣거든?
마요네즈 쉽죠?
응? 마요네즈 있죠? You hate mayonnaise, isn't it? 네, 커피 드릴까요? Do you want coffee?
밀크.
Milk.
밀크는 최형님. 밀크는 설탕 아니야?
설탕. Do you want sugar for milk?
설탕. 설탕도 넣고.
설탕도 넣고. You want add milk? You want add sugar? Regular? May from SG. Oh, is there a Korean town in Singapore?
Bacon egg and cheese.
Like a Korean town like what I show you guys, like everything is in Korean language. Even the bus ads are in Korean language. Shops are in Korean language. Everybody speaks Korean. Like a Korean town like this. Is there a Korean town like this in
Turkey egg and
Singapore?
cheese.
Tanjong Pagar is like the Korean town in Singapore.
Turkey hot.
The Korean town in Beijing is Wangjing. There's no Korean towns in Istanbul. And the Korean town in there's Korean town in Osaka, Japan as well. In the what's the area? Akubashi? Forgot the name. But there's a really huge Korean town area in Osaka as well. Yeah, you'll be surprised. Even in Japan, there's Korean towns. Huh? May, but no Korean bus ads. Restaurant staff do speak English. The restaurant staff do speak English here as well, but they're all Koreans and the default language is Korean. Yeah. And the signboards are all in Korean like this. Look at that. The signboards here. Look at that. The signboards here are pretty much all Korean as well. Are the signboards all in Korean as well in Singapore? In some restaurants here, if you go in, the menu are fully Korean as well. And if you look like this, right, means you're an Asian person. The moment you walk in, right, they speak Korean. Regardless of what kind of Asian person you are, they speak Korean.
So much work and then you don't really get home.
Turkey bacon egg and cheese. Turkey bacon. With raisin bagel toasted.
have coffee, sir? Cream and cheese sugar. More.
But okay, anyways, guys. So tomorrow, from tomorrow to Sunday, my wife and I we're going to Seattle. So between this time, I'm gonna find a timing that works, a day that works to do a live stream from Seattle, from the streets of Seattle, and show you guys what Seattle is like in that area, at least in the area that I can cover. Okay, so stay tuned for that. I don't know which day. I don't know what time. Some of you may not know, but the time in America is different across America. So the Seattle timing is very different from New York timing. In fact, Seattle is 6 hours flight from New York. Okay, 6 hours. Do you know what 6 hours flight from New York means? It's the distance. It's the same as flying from Singapore to Beijing. No, it's that far. Seattle from New York is as far as Singapore to Beijing. Okay, so it's really far. Because it's that far, the timing is all different. So I don't know what time I can do it, and I don't know which day. So just stay tuned for that, right, guys? So nobody's talking anymore. Elijah, then no worries, I'll be up. Oh yeah. Anyone here in Seattle? Anyone here living in Seattle, or happen to be in Seattle? Anyone? We can meet up and do a stream as well. Elijah, the time was similar to California. Oh, but May have what? Have what? Have fun in Seattle. Oh, thank you. I will try to make a video about what I think about Seattle. Let's see how. Depending on if I can spend enough time taking video and enough time getting a good feel of the place. Yeah. Elijah is like 3 hours away from EST. Oh yeah, 3 hours difference is actually really big difference. Very big difference. 3 hours difference. Oh, very big difference. Huge difference. Oh, a quarter of the clock, man. That's huge difference. That means US market will open 3 hours earlier for me. Yeah. That means I have to wake up at 6 8. The US market will start for me at 6:30 a.m. So I have to be ready for work by 5:30 a.m. I have to wake up at 5. Wow. But of course I only be there for a few days, so I'll only have to do that for one day, Friday. I only have to do the market there for Friday, and then I'm done. But of course, the US market will also close 3 hours earlier, so it will close at 1:30 p.m. Yep, nice. Then I have the rest of the afternoon to myself. So actually, trading from the West Coast makes a lot of sense more for me. It makes a lot more sense than the East Coast, because I can finish work by 1:30 and then I have the rest of the day to do whatever I like, which is nice. Actually, I don't like to trade from the East Coast time because it takes up all day. My whole day, I'm just in front of the computer. But if I trade from the West Coast, then now I get my whole afternoon to myself. Yeah. Elijah, I have a friend who is there, but she's in Korea right now. Oh. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I'll see you guys in Seattle. Alright? Stay tuned whenever and wherever it happens. Once again, big thanks to Elijah for always being here to chat with me, and May and Chia Hui for coming on. Thanks a lot. See you guys in a few days. Annyeong.